Top of the morning, another day, another dollar. The cost of ZoomZooms and WhamWhams in the penitentiary. Hood Politics, Season 1, Volume 4. Man, listen. Let me tell you, young cats, that's considering a life of crime. Just one of the murders, not like the only murder, but one of the murders that I witnessed firsthand, was in North Central Correctional Facility here in Ohio. And what happened was, the day prior, I was in the chow hall at dinner, and I had a guy from Cleveland sit down at my table. Didn't even know him, older cat. He sit down, and for some reason, he just felt the need to confide in me. He had his books, his school books, because he was attending like vocational school in the prison, and he was going to school for culinary arts. And he sit down with me, and he started to confide in me, and he shared with me that this little young cat from Toledo, he was from, like the older cat, he was from Cleveland. This little young cat from Toledo had just broke into his locker box. Like everything, you live out of a 2.4 inch locker box. It's like 2.4 foot. Everything that you own is contained inside this locker box. So on store day, you know, you go to the commissary. If you have like money on your books, go to the commissary, you get everything you want, everything you need. And at the time, I think it was like maybe $150 spending limit. So you go to the store, you get your ZoomZooms and WhamWhams, your hygienes, etc., etc. And he comes back, puts the stuff in his locker box. I guess he was running the store. I wasn't in like the same block with him. It wasn't blocks. It was like it was like dorms, open. I wasn't in the same dorm with him, but I was in the dorm next door to him. So our dorm shared a basketball court. So anyway, we're sitting in the chow hall at this time, and he confides in me that this young cat who was a gangbang, he was a blood, had broke into his locker box. The little young cat, you know what I'm saying, I mean, was just he was a little joker. And he was like running around doing wild shit because he felt like he had the force of his gang behind him. But this old head was like, look, he was like, this yada 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 broken in my locker box, stole my shit. Now what he did was, he went to the unit manager. It might sound like a police move, like a cop move, but what he was doing, he was laying the paperwork. He was laying the grounds for what he was going to do in the future. So he went and reported like the break-in into his locker box. He didn't know for certain who did it, but the following week, now we're at the following week, he had went to the commissary and he baited the young cat. He went to the commissary, he filled his locker box right back up. The young cat took the bait, went, kicked his lock off the box, went in the box, stole his shit. So this is the day he sits down with me. The following day, I leave school. I'm going to vocational school. At the time, I'm in the barber school at North Central. So he leaves, like, I leave school. It's like early summer. It's early summer. It's nice, probably about 75 degrees, sunny. I'm standing on a basketball court with two cats there. They're from my city. And we're standing around talking. They're in the same dormitory with the young cat. They know him. I don't know him. So when he pulls up, he was like, hollered at them. And after he hollered at them, he was like, what's up, school? You just got here? And my homeboys, you know what I'm saying, that was in the same dorm with him, they had both been down for a substantial number of years, but I had been down for quite a few years more than either one of them. So they told the little young cat that, nah, he like, beat it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he been in the joint. At that time, I had like 15 in. So the young cat, he steps away from us a few feet away, and he's standing there. So we resumed our conversation. Out my peripheral, I see a cat that had on a parka. It's a big ass hoodie. It's the winter coat. It's, you know what I'm saying, like, they give them to you for the winter. It's like state property. So he had on like the big ass parka. It's summertime, I know it's something. No, don't go back there. Don't go back there. Leave them deer alone. Come on, let's go. I go back there. I mean, I see this cat on my peripheral with the park on, but I'm like, nah, I ain't gotta worry about nothing because for one, I don't fuck with fags. For two, I haven't stolen anything from anyone. And three, I mind my own fucking business. So I don't have to look over my shoulders. But what happened was, dude with the parker on, he like, I catch him on my peripheral, he walks past me, next thing you know I hear boom, 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 like 4 loud thuds consecutive. And once I, you know what I'm saying, heard those thuds, I turned and I looked, and like the old head who had sit at the table with me the day before, he had shared with me that this young motherfucker had like kicked his locker box and he was about to kill him. You know, he took his books back to the culinary art school and he told the instructor that, hey, I don't need these books anymore because I'm about to kill the motherfucker that like broke into my locker box and stole my shit. So the instructor, they hear motherfuckers blowing a lot of hot air every fucking day. That's all, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them, the majority of motherfuckers, that's all they do is just blow hot air. They just letting off steam. But every now and then, you have someone that they're impulsive, and when they commit, when they lock in, the repercussions, the consequences come later. At that moment, they're just locked in on whatever in the fuck the task is at hand. So when he hit dude, I looked, and my partner, they, you know what I'm saying, knew the little cat. They had some type of affection for him. So they automatically, you know what I'm saying, like panicked. The, you know what I'm saying, old head that hit him, he like stepped into like the door area of the dormitory, but he was still, you could still see him from the basketball court. So he was standing there and he was motioning, he was waving to the little young cat, come on in here, bitch, I'm gonna finish you off. The young cat was standing there in shock, holding his like left forearm, looking at his forearm. There was no blood coming out, you know what I'm saying, of the puncture wounds. And what I found out later on was the reason there was no blood coming out of the puncture wounds was because he got hit in his aorta and he bled out on his feet. Now, you know what I'm saying, they took him to the infirmary. He was already dead. They handcuffed him, put him on, you know what I'm saying, a stretcher, shackled him down, and let his corpse sit in like the infirmary for about 4 hours before they like took him out. But they locked us down because it was already about to be count time, 10 o'clock in the morning. They locked us down. Once count was cleared, everything went back, everything, you know what I'm saying, resumed back to normal. And like the following day, the investigator called me to his office. My partner I used to be tight with, he's doing like a murder beef from killing the chump that I was like on his heels trying to like do something too, but he got away from me. But anyway, my man's, you know what I'm saying, doing like a life bid that was in the dorm with him, he goes to the investigator and tells everything he sees. Now, I seen everything. I witnessed everything firsthand. However, I'm in the penitentiary. Dude just got finished violating this man. He just got finished stealing from this man. That's, you know what I'm saying, a principle. I don't condone that type of behavior. And it might sound harsh to like the average person, but when you're in the penitentiary, you like, principles are a big thing. So if you want to take something from somebody, you take it, but they know you took it, so they got the opportunity to like, they got the, you know what I'm saying, opportunity to address that. But when you steal, a person doesn't have any idea who did that shit. It's just, you know what I'm saying, it's not masculine, it's not manly, it's some childish shit. So it's something, you know what I'm saying, I don't stand behind, I don't stand on, you know, I don't condone. And anything at that time, at that point in my life that came to a thief, he had it coming as far as I'm concerned. So when the investigator called me up, after, you know what I'm saying, dude that I knew went up to the investigator and told everything, he implicated me and put me there as a witness. The investigator calls me up and was like, okay, so-and-so and so-and-so tell us that you were also, they say they were eyewitnesses and they were there. And they say you were there as well. I said, look, let me tell you, I was there and I saw it, but I didn't see nothing. He said, what do you mean? I said, I was there and I saw it, but I didn't see anything. He said, well, you're material witness to a murder. And if you don't, then the parole board. I said, look, man, I'm going to the pro board. That has nothing to do with me or my parole. And if you call me to court, I'm gonna fuck up your case. Don't call me to court. I'm not a witness. It's none of my concern. Dude from Cleveland, I don't know him. The little, you know what I'm saying, blood cat from like Toledo, I didn't know him. So that's none of my business. Needless to say, after Kevin and Udi, after they went up and implicated me, I couldn't rock with them no more. Like, come on, bro. Why you don't put my name on no paper? My name never been on nobody's paperwork, and it ain't gonna be on nobody's paperwork. So that's just one of, you know what I'm saying, the examples of what can and does happen in the penitentiary over, you know what I'm saying, like ZoomZooms and WhamWhams. And when I'm talking about ZoomZooms and WhamWhams, primarily I'm talking about ramen noodles, Little Debbie's, chips. Like, that's how valuable your life is in the penitentiary. You know, I once had like a serial killer, no lie, a serial killer. These guys, there were about 4 or 5 of them, and I think there was a female with them. They ran around Dayton during Christmas. It was probably about 93, 94, 95, somewhere around there. They ran around during the holiday season, just killing people. Like thrill killing, like real life serial killers. Dude actually pulled up on me in E. Edward in Lebanon, because I used to talk to him, you know what I'm saying? But he pulled up on me like, bruh, you got a female I can holler at? I'm like, bruh, are you serious, man? You can't be serious. Are you seriously asking me to hook you up with a female and you a fucking serial killer? Man, I don't know no, get out of this way. I don't know nobody, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna rock with no fucking serial killer, man. I'm sure there are, but I just don't know any chicks, man, that I can turn you on with, that I would feel comfortable, you know what I'm saying, put my name on like, yeah, this is a good dude. Nah, you're not a fucking good dude, man. You a fucking serial killer, man. Come on, man, stop it. You see some of the wildest shit. I seen another dude, man, from Chicago. This shit is crazy. He was like one of the leaders in the joint, like the GDs, named Diablo. I come back from work. I come in, you can feel like the tension in the air. You can cut it with a knife. You can cut through the tension in the air so thick. So when I come back to like the block, motherfuckers is like, the AB got his TV stolen. That's the Aryan brother. You know what I'm saying? Aryan Brotherhood. One of the ABs had got his TV stolen. So the AB was standing around. It was like the AB, you know what I'm saying? You know, he was standing around. And then I looked at the back. You got a stairwell. I looked at the back of the block and I seen Diablo and like 2 other GDs, like three GDs standing around laughing. So the AB, he went in his cell. He came back out. He went back in his cell. And the second time when he came out, he went straight. He darted at a fast pace, just walking. Like, you know what I'm saying, power walking. Straight to the back, straight towards, you know what I'm saying, this trio. When he got back there, they, you know what I'm saying, thought he was going to slow down, but he kept coming. And as soon as he got within like 3 to 5 feet, he just, you know what I'm saying, brought that steel out of his pants. It was probably, you know what I'm saying, about 6 inches long. He brought, you know what I'm saying, he brought a big ass piece of steel out of his pants that was sharpened. And he went straight after, you know what I'm saying, he went straight after his man. The other 2, motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, being gangs. Come on, get your ass away from there. Motherfuckers being gangs and be acting like, you know what I'm saying, they down for each other. But when motherfuckers really come with their heat, with their pressure, and they trying to take your life, motherfuckers not trying to, you know what I'm saying, sacrifice his life for your life. Believe that. A motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, will talk that talk, but when it comes down to it and the motherfucker is really, really, really trying to come, motherfuckers is getting out the way, because the first law of nature is self-preservation. So, you know what I'm saying, you know, this AB, he commenced to hitting Diablo. Diablo, you know what I'm saying, got the screaming, took off, you know what I'm saying, up the stairwell. We was on the first range, took up off the stairwell on the back landing, and was running down the second range, getting hit. You know, but this is the type of shit that you see. Oh, I forgot. He stole the AB's TV. That's what it was. A 13-inch black and white TV. And this is what nearly cost him his life. He didn't get killed, but this is what nearly cost him his life. So this is the type of shit that you have to look forward to, you know. And a lot of, you know what I'm saying, young cats, you know, I never like do the old hating ass shit, because I used to be a young cat myself, and I used to do a lot of I used to do a lot of wild shit, you know, and I paid for it. But a lot of young cats, you know what I'm saying, it's not no challenge, because my mother used to challenge me, and that shit don't work. You know, my mother used to always tell me, you know, you keep on doing this, you're going to the penitentiary, they're gonna rape you. I went to the penitentiary and did 25 years, and ain't nobody never touched me like that. You know what I'm saying? No homosexual type of shit. Ain't no smut like that on my jacket, period. No rat shit, no smut shit. Now, you might be able to find other shit, but not no fucking, you know what I'm saying, homo shit, and not no rat shit. So, I know that challenge right there. Some motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, just want to be challenged and just want to show that nobody's going to, you know what I'm saying, violate me like that. However, there are some people, you know what I'm saying, that say they're not going to be violated, and they clearly get violated. They clearly got violated. I've seen that. I'm talking about more times than I care to count. One time, one of my old heads, he was like a big brother to me. We grew up down the street from each other. And you know what I'm saying, he was an older cat I used to look up to. So his little cousin, he was like my age. He came to the joint. I had already been in Lebanon for about 2 or 3 years, so I had to establish my reputation. So when my partner, you know what I'm saying, when his younger cousin, when he got there, my partner Vic, his younger cousin, you know what I'm saying, he got to Lebanon, and because, you know what I'm saying, his cousin is from my neighborhood, everybody from the city was like putting him on me. I don't even know this cat. I just know his older cousin. But they was like, oh, you from Southfield, this your man's. I'm like, man, I don't know him, but you know what I'm saying, on the strength that his family is from out there, I'm gonna fuck with him, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna look out for him. Anyway, wake up one morning, come out, going to breakfast, motherfuckers just get to pulling up on me laughing. Oh, your man's got raped last night. I'm like, what? They're like, your man's got raped last night. I'm like, man, who the fuck raped him, man? So they tell me this old head named JR looked like Marvin Hagler, man. They tell me like JR, you know what I'm saying, raped Barry. So I'm like, all right, I gotta pull up on, you know what I'm saying, I gotta pull up on this dude, man. You know what I'm saying, he raped my people's family. I gotta, you know what I'm saying, holler at him. I gotta see him, man. So I went, I got strapped up. The old head, he's working in the chow hall. I'm like 24, 25. This old head was like old enough to be my father and had been locked up probably as long as I've been alive. So I go to the chow hall. I'm like, they pointed him out. I'm like, all right, so I pulled up on him while he was at work. You know, he used to work in the diet kitchen. So he worked back in the kitchen, but he made special meals. So you could pull up on him with a pack of cigarettes, and you could get like whatever you want for breakfast, like scrambled eggs, pancakes, sausage, whatever you wanted for breakfast for like a pack of cigarettes. That's how the economy was. The economy was based off of like cigarettes back then. And cigarettes was like $1.50 a pack. So, you know what I'm saying, I pull up on him on the, you know, I get in the line. When I get to the front of the line, I like, you JR? He's like, yeah. I'm like, can I have a word with you when you get off? He's like, yeah, I'll be out there in like 5 minutes. So I'm like, all right. So I sit down at like one of the tables in the chow hall. When he came out, I was like, hey, I had called Barry. I'm like, come here. So Barry was standing behind me. You know, I look right over, you know what I'm saying, my right shoulder. You know what I'm saying? He right there, you know what I'm saying, standing behind me. So I'm like, you rape, you know what I'm saying, you rape my homeboy? He's like, what? So I'm like, man, did you rape my homeboy, man? He was like, look, youngster. He's like, I'm gonna tell you one time. And I'm gonna tell you one time only, man. I don't do this, I don't explain myself, but I'm gonna make an exception for you. He said, I didn't rape that bitch. That bitch wanted it. I turned and I looked over my shoulder. I looked at Barry, and he was blushing. A fucking grown fucking man blushing after, you know what I'm saying, a man who allegedly sexually assaulted him. The whole time, you know what I'm saying, he just got caught getting grounded and pounded and tried to, you know what I'm saying, he tried to play Becky, man. So I'm like, I learned, that was a valuable lesson. Mind your fucking business, man. Don't get nobody business, because that could have easily cost me my life, man. That could have escalated. Dude didn't owe me no explanation. You know, whatever they got on, you know what I'm saying, behind closed doors, that's between them. It's none of my concern, none of my business. Anyway, I just want to get out here, you know. I got to stay consistent because, you know, before I even left the penitentiary, this was my vision. So now I'm manifesting. You know, I took time off. I also write. I also do stand up. You know, I took that time off after I suffered, you know what I'm saying, I suffered a blow. It was kind of hard. It was a hard body shot. I took it. Now I'm back up. Now, you know what I'm saying, it's about manifestation. So you're gonna see me, I'm saying, you're gonna see me out here daily, you know, different places with the dog. You know, WhamWhams. And until next time, stay sharp, stay safe, stay sound.